Good morning, student. How are you? Are you fine? I hope everyone fine at home. God bless you. In the previous section, we saw about the cell. We also saw who invented cell. The cell is the basic for every living things. We cannot live without cells. All living things are made up of cells. The prokaryotic organism is made up of only one cells. Every organ in the body is made up of cells. So cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living things. And then structure of cell. Cell is the tiny means very minute. Cell is the tiny sac bounded by the thin skin or membrane. Inside the membrane, it's a semi-fluid substance called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm consists mostly of water. It also has a few types of salt and protein. Tiny structures called organelles and lie suspended in the cytoplasm. The next one, cell membrane. The cell membrane, which also known as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, it gives a definite shape to the cell. Cell wall. The plant cell is enclosed not only by the plasma membrane but also by a wall outside the membrane called cell wall. Cell wall, it's made up of cellulose, a kind of carbohydrates. Nucleus. Nucleus is the most important organelle, control all the vital activity of the cells. Nucleus contain the fine thread-like structure arranged in a network called chromatin network. The next one, mitochondria. Mitochondria, singular mitochondrion, help break down glucose. Glucose means a kind of carbohydrates and convert its energy into a form that can be used easily by the cell to power all its function. So this is why they are called powerhouse of the cell. The next one, plastids. Plastids are found only in the plant cells. Chloroplast. These plastids have a green pigment called chlorophyll, which gives them their green color. Chromoplast. All the colored pigment other than green that we see in the plant are produced and stored by chromoplast, leucoplast. These are the colorless plastids found in the root, seed and underground stem such as the potato and ginger. The next one, cell divisions. Cell division means is required for reproduction, growth and maintenance of the body and the healing of wound. I welcome everyone back to my class. A plant is made up of many different parts, and the three main parts are the root, the leaves and stem. Each part has a set of job to keep the plant healthy. The root absorbs water and mineral from the soil and the plant in the ground. The stem support the plant above ground and carries the water and mineral to the leaves. The leaves collect energy from the sun and make food for the plant using an amazing process called photosynthesis. Plants are all members of kingdom Plantae. Most plants are photosynthetic, meaning they can make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. There are eukaryotic made up of complex cells with many organelles, and their cell have a rigid cell wall that gives them structure. There are hundreds of thousands of different plant species in the world. Have you ever wondered why various flowers are different their looks, place of origin and season of growth? Why don't you find your favorite marigold flower in the scorching summers? Well, there is a lot of story behind it. In this chapter, we will discuss everything about root. Ever thought the root or the significant? Yes. Before we proceed, we will have a quick recap what morphology is all about. What is morphology? Morphology is the branch of science related to the study of the form and structure of anything. In botany, it generally means the study of external features, form the relative positions of different organ on plants. Angiosperms or flowering plant show a great variety of the shape, size, and forms. Flowering plants typically it's divided in two types, root and shoot. Root below the ground, shoot above the ground. The root. The root is usually underground part of the plants. It is primarily responsible for the fixation and absorptions of water. The root with its branch is known as root system. Now we move and look the characteristics of the root in various plants. The root is the descending portions of the plant's axis. It is positively geotrophic. It is usually non-green or brown color. The root is not further differentiated, it's to node and internode. As per the rule, the root does not bear leaves and tree buds. Usually root cap protect the root tip. Root bears unicellular root hair. Types of root. Root is divided in two types, taproot system and fibrous root system. Taproot system. The taproot system develops from the radicle of the germinating seed. It also called the normal root system. The taproot system present in only dicotyledonous plants. Many branches and sub-branches come out from this main root and spread out into the soil. The main root and its branches are together called the taproot system. And second one, Adventist root systems are fibrous root system. The root system that develops from any part of the plant body other than the radicle is called the Adventist root system. Many plants do not have a main root. Instead, they have the cluster of fine root coming out from base on the stem. This root, fibrous root, do not go down as deep into the soil and do drop tap roots. Plants such as the rice, wheat, bamboo, sugarcane, and grasses bear fibrous root or have the fibrous root system. The next one, functions of root. Plant has root that grow in the ground. These underground parts play a very important role is pulling the water and mineral so they can reach the plant. Furthermore, it also expands within the ground so that for better water absorption the water increase. Root also play the role of the anchor which help the creating better stability. In addition, the root also fuels the development of the plant and stock reserves food material. They also store food and bind the soil together. Do you possibly know about a stem since you were a kid? Then what we are going to do now, we will know more about a stem. Stems play an important role in any plant. No, it is not just transportation of water and minerals. There is more to the story indeed. Let us look at the detail of the plant stem in this chapter. What is a stem? Stem is the ascending part of the axis, bearing branches, leaves, flower and fruits. It develops from the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed. It bears node and internode. What are node and internodes? The region of the stem where leaves are born are called node. On the other hand, internode are the portions between two nodes. All plants do not have the same kind of stem. Trees have thick, hard, strong stems called trunks. Shrubs have hard, woody stems that are neither are thick nor as strong as the trunk of the trees. Herbs have a soft green stem and climbers have a weak stem that cannot stand upright. Shrubs. These are of the relatively lower height and are woody plant. Their height can vary from 1 to 4 meter. They typically branch at or near the base and do not have the main trunk. Example, rose. There are mostly perennial. Herbs. Herbs are small, soft and non-woody plants. They do not have persistent part above the ground. The height of the plant usually reach up to 1 meter. The plants may be annual or perennial. And third one, trees. Trees, these are perennial woody plant with one main trunk. The trunk may or may not be branched. Though they maybe look very different, stems have a few characteristics in common. They have joint called node, from which leaves and branches arise. The portions of the stem between two nodes is called internode. Stem bear bud at various locations. Buds that grow at the apex of the stem or its branches called terminal buds or apical buds. Buds also grow at the junctions of the leaf and the stem. Such buds are called axillary buds. Since the angle between the leaf and the stem is called axil, buds are two kinds, vegetative and floral. Branches and leaves grow from vegetative buds, while flowers grow from floral buds. The topic is functions of the stem. Stem hold the plant upright and support the branches. The weak stem of climbers, however, cannot perform these functions because the weak stem cannot hold the plant. Stem bears leaves, bud, flower and fruit and help to spread them out so they can function properly. For example, it helps to spread out the leaves in such a way that they get the maximum possible sunlight and air. Stem carries water and mineral from the root to the leaves and distribute food to all part of the plant. The next topic is leaf. We all know what leaves are, don't we? However, when we are a student of biology, our knowledge has to be different from what others know. Do you agree? So for you, leaves are not a green part of the plant that have chlorophyll in them. You are too old for that. In the chapter of plant morphology, we will look into greater depth of leaves. We will look at their characteristics and types of leaf. What is leaf? Leaf is a green, flat, thin, expanded lateral appendages of the stem. This part is born at the node and bear a bud in its axil. It is exogenous in origin and developed from the leaf perimordium of shoot apex. Green color of leaf is due to the presence of the photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll. This pigment helps to various plants to synthesize their organic food. Structure of leaf. Leaf is a thin, broad, flat and green part of the plant which is attached to the stem or branch. A plant has large number of leaves. Leaves of the different plant have different shapes and size, but all of them have same basic structure. A leaf consists mainly of two parts, lamina and petioles. Lamina is commonly as leaf blade and petiole is commonly known as leaf stalk. The broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. The thin stalk with which leaf is attached to the stem is called petioles. There is the midrib or main vein in the center of the lamina. A large number of veins spread out from the midrib to all parts of the leaf. The midrib and vein consists a bundle of tiny tubes, some of which carry water into the leaf. Others carry away the food from the leaf. There are the minute pores of the surface of the leaf which are called stomata, which allow the gases to move in and out of the leaves. Also allow the excess water vapor to go out of the leaf. The leaves of the plant contain a green-colored pigment called chlorophylls. Functions of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll impart green color to the leaves. Chlorophyll can absorb energy from sunlight. The leaves has three main functions. Leaves make food for the plant photosynthesis. The leaves get rid excess water from the plant through the transpirations. The leaves carry out the process of transpiration in plants. The next one, venation. The arrangement of the vein a leaf is called venations. There are two main types of venation. The first one, reticulated venation, and second one, parallel venation. The first type is reticulated venations. Reticulated venations, when the veins spread out all directions from the midribs, forming a kind of network. The word reticulum means network. The leaves of banyan, China rose, mango, and guava have these types of venations. Parallel venation. In leaves with parallel venation, the veins run parallel to each other. For example, rice, banana, bamboo, and grasses have parallel venations. And now we are going to discuss both types of leaves. Leaves can be classified based on many autonomic and morphological features. Based on blade, it's divided in two types, simple leaf and compound leaf. Simple leaf. The lamina or the leaf blade is undivided. Even if there are the small divisions, they do not reach the midrib and divide the lamina. And second one, compound leaf. The leaf blade is divided from midrib in two or more parts. Sometimes this divided parts functions as separate leaves. Arrangement of leaves. Leaves are arranged differently in different plants. The arrangement of leaves is called alternate. When only one leaf grows from each node and consecutive leaves are arranged in alternate order. In these types of arrangement, see in plants such as sunflower and China rose. When two leaves grow from each node and are arranged opposite each other of the arrangement is called opposite. In this seen in guava, basil and etc. And third one, in plants such as oleander and devil tree, 3 or more leaves grow from each node, forming a whorl or circular arrangement. This types of arrangement is called whorled. Next, we will discuss about the functions of leaf. The most important functions of the leaf is to manufacture food. The leaf possesses a green pigment called chlorophyll, which helps us to use energy of sunlight to make food from water and carbon dioxide. The process by which carbon dioxide and water combine to produce glucose and oxygen in chemical reactions called photosynthesis. Plant use glucose as food. Leftover glucose is stored in stem, root and seed and fruit as a starch and sugar. Human beings and other organisms like plants and animals use stored food. The oxygen produced during the photosynthesis used by all organisms including plants, animals and human beings for respiration. Plants take in oxygen for respiration and carbon dioxide for photosynthesis through the tiny pores called stomata present on the leaves. What is meant by stomata? Stomata, also called stoma, plural stomata or stomas, any of the microscopic opening or pores in the epidermis of the leaves. Epidermis means outer part of the leaves and young stems. Stomata are generally more numerous on the underside of leaves. They provide for the exchange of gases between the outside air and the branches, system of interconnecting air canals with the leaf. Stomata open and close in the response to the internal pressure of two sage-shaped guard cells that surrounded it. The inner wall of the guard cell thicker and then outer wall. When the guard cell is filled with water and it becomes turgid, the outer wall balloons outward, drawing the inner wall with it and causing the stomata to enlarge. Stomata also release water vapor into the air. The process by which plant gives out in the form of vapor is called transpiration. Modifications of leaf. In many plants, leaves get modified to perform some special functions other than normal ones, such as photosynthesis and transpiration. Sometimes these modifications are in response to certain environment conditions. Some of the important modifications are given. Provide support. In some plant with a weak stem, the leaves are changed into slender, wiry coiled structure known as tendril. The tendril twine around some support such as the post or tree and help the plant climb. The whole leaf or some part of it may be changed. In garden pea plant and terminal leaflet get changed into tendrils. In glory lily, the leaf effects get modified into tendril. The whole leaf is modified. Modified means change into tendril in wild pea plants. For defense, in many plants, the leaves or part of the leaves are modified or changed into spines. Spines mean sharp object. Spines protect the plant from being eaten by animals and perform certain other functions. For example, in cocktee, the spines defends the plant as well as reduce the loss of water through the transpiration. Prickly poppy, pineapple, aloe, doggerel plant and date palm or other plant which leaves or parts of leaves change into spine. To store food and water, the scale leaf is a small modified leaf, usually stalkless and membranous in structure. It protects the bud, that is bear its axil. Scale leaves are usually dry and peppery as in potato and ginger, but in onion and garlic they are fleshy with store food and water. The leaves of Indian pinnock, bryophyllum and century plant are also thick and fleshy because they store food and water. Nutrients. What is a carnivorous plant? A carnivorous plant is a plant that drop digested insect and sometimes a small animal for food. But don't worry, humans aren't on the menu. Plants need nutrients or vitamins needed for growth that are usually found in food. And most plants get what they need for the soil. The root move that nutrition up from the soil into the plant. Carnivorous plants have root too, but usually live where the soil isn't very good and doesn't have much nutrients they can use. Because of this, they have to get their nutrients by dropping and digesting their prey of insect and small animals instead. As you might imagine, they have to be pretty creative to catch their dinner. How do carnivorous plants catch their prey? Carnivorous animals usually their prey and have big sharp teeth to help them eat what they catch. Carnivorous plants can't run and don't have teeth, so they use special leaves and chemicals to catch and digest insects and small animals. When we eat, the chemical in our stomach digest or break down the food, so we can use it for nutrients. Carnivorous plants also have the chemicals that break down insects and small animals, so they can use them for nutrition. Some carnivorous plants like sundews have the leaves that are coated with sticky goobs with a drop and digested what they catch. Pitcher plants have leaves shaped like pitchers that attract prey with a sweet, slippery liquid and then digested them after they've fallen. Venus flytrap have the leaves that snap shut on the insect and small animals when they touch them, dropping and digesting them. Today I give 10 hard words. The first one, fibrous root, axillary, petiole, reticulated venation, parallel venation, oral strata, transpirations, tendrils, spines, bryophyllum. Once again, fibrous, axillary, petiole, reticulate, parallel, oral, stomata, transpirations, tendrils, spines, and bryophyllum. Today biology assignment, answer the following. Read all the questions and answer. Thank you.